So Ronan, would you ever do like IRL streaming or stuff like that for content?
Definitely, yeah. If I had the lifestyle to do so, for sure. Man, it's so crazy the things that I know I could do in the world. Like I could touch any content atmosphere and succeed in it, honestly, in my opinion. I could do like the streamer house crap. I could do the IRL stuff. Like if I live, but like the city I live in is crap. My house is crap. I don't live in like a house with I live in a house with roommates, but they're not like into that stuff. So like I can't just turn on my camera in the morning and go like do some stuff or mess with them or something and make content. So
Mhm.
but I know I could do it definitely for sure. Yeah. I could I could do a lot of content stuff.
That actually bleeds into what I was gonna ask next is when I was streaming, well, I still stream, but when I used to stream more, I always had these grandeur ideas. And it's like I could never get them to come to fruition because one, there's not enough viewers here to actually have like a engagement. So I had like a whole wheel of games to play daily, and it's like, why? Like there's nobody here. It was kind of like demoralizing because it's like I have all these ideas that I can do, but there's no one here to watch me do them. So do I do them or do I save them until I get bigger? Do you ever have something like that? Like you feel like there's more that you can do, but you have to wait for the right time?
Um I feel like that now and always have. It's kind of just what I was describing is that I feel like I could do all these content things, but like I have to wait a couple years till I have more money to live in a bigger house or make my stream pop more so that people want to be like, yo, let's come move with us and something like that. So people want to start doing some stuff, collabing with some stuff or something like that.
Hmm.
It feels like I have to wait, but the problem is I wouldn't. If I had the chance to do it now, I wouldn't wait. So I feel like it's more like I'm forced to wait, not that like I know I should.
Yeah, I feel that.
I have a lot of ideas that I know I can, make be like that could be really good, but just not in any positions to make them happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, just hold on to them. You never know.
Yeah.
So, what are the downsides you would say of content creation? Like, when do you feel like you know not so good about it?
Um everyone there's a term and I forget what it's called, but it's like when you don't see instant gratification. When you don't see like immediate results
Mm-hmm.
from something you do, everyone's going to suffer from instant gratification because they're going to upload that first couple videos and they're really excited about it, especially if they worked hard. The harder you work on a video, the harder it hurts when it doesn't work out. And I mean, it might be common sense, but like with anything you do, but especially on a video, because like I've poured over 16 hours into one video in a straight session and worked hard overnight. And that whatever video is probably still sitting at no more than 200 views. And I worked hard, like I didn't sleep at all. So like if I wasn't aware of like the whole instant gratification scenario, I would be really bummed out about that. But I'm aware of how this whole process is going to be. So I'm built for the battle. It doesn't get me down as much. That's what keeps me going.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally, I don't say I have too many things that beat me down. I guess I would say, um, just putting in work and not getting the reception you're looking for, which can happen, uh, can be maybe one of the downsides. But that's like I said with anything. Um, I haven't got to a point where people are talking or giving me comments or anything, so I can't say like negative feedback or anything or dealing with that because I'm dealing with haters or whatever you want to call them all my life, people that are negative towards me. So
Mm-hmm.
that's nothing new. I guess the influx of how many people would be doing it at once might be overwhelming or something. That's the only change I could think about. But yeah, I don't really have too much. Like I'm always geared to do some stuff. I guess maybe, just people uh not no support or something like that might be the only thing that like gets you down or something like that, or like being excited for things and then presenting it and no one else is excited about it or for you or something. but it's like one of those things. It's like, you tell someone you're excited for something, they're not excited for you, and then they show you something and you're supposed to be like, oh my God, kind of deal.
Yeah.
That can, get you down, because then it feels like no one cares about what you're trying to do. And then on YouTube side, you're not getting any views. Online, no one cares. IRL, no one cares. That can get
Yeah.
somebody down, but I already know that's gonna be the deal.
Mhm.
In fact, I'm glad I went through all that kind of stuff. So like now, like nothing anyone do. If you don't watch my video now, it's just like, oh, okay. I mean, that's what people have been doing. So like
Yeah.
my bar is so low, kind of deal, that now it's
Mhm.
easier for me to focus on making videos and not making every video have to be the greatest creation I've ever made, because I'm assuming no one's gonna watch this. So like I put some good effort into it, because you can't make it somewhere if you're not giving effort. But I don't put so much effort into it and lose sleep anymore and stuff like that and mess up my stream schedule to
Yeah.
get no views. I don't do that anymore.
That's like me when I first started trying to stream. I got so discouraged because I would be streaming to no viewers, talking to myself for an hour, and then I'd be like, "But was that like?" I felt like that was a waste of time, kind of.
Mhm.
But that's just a part of
Yeah.
territory. Like, it's just part of like I've heard like the first 2 3 years you might just go with no viewers, and you just have to be okay with that. But a year by itself is such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I
Like,
mean,
damn.
and like it's crazy. Like when you look back on it, like I do it for like 12 to 16 hours at a time sometimes. And like regularly, like most people do, like it'll be a special day, they stream 12 hours. That's like absurd, 12 hours to me is a normal day. And
Mhm.
like you can ask Wanted, like that's a very normal day for me. That's almost breakfast to me. That's still short to me. Like there's not
Yeah.
enough hours in the day sometimes when I'm streaming. Like so like I hear all the time people are like, I just stream 1 2 hours and one viewer, and they're like bummed to hell and they're like exhausted. And I'm just like, that's it. My countdown screen is 2 hours. What do you mean? No, I'm kidding. Like
But yeah, I feel
yeah,
like
so
I feel like all the metrics that are there don't really help. So I've been streaming for a year, but probably less 'cause I took a break. But people are like, "You're doing so good. You're doing so good. You're doing great." I'm like, "No, I'm not," because I'm looking at the numbers. But then about 4 5 months in, I was like, you know what? I'm done. So I turned off my viewer count live so I can't see it. I only see it afterwards. People will still come in like, "Oh wow, you have like 15 viewers." I'm like, "Oh really? I guess." And I just keep playing the game because like when you keep looking at that number, it's like you want it to go up and it distracts you from what you're actually doing. And I realized that the content was going down because I was trying to get the number to go up. Then when I ignored
yeah.
the number completely, it just went up by itself. And I think that's important for people that are getting into the content creation space to realize that the numbers don't really matter. I mean, they do, but first and foremost, you should have fun in what you're doing, at least, and make sure it's what you actually want to do and not just look for the numbers.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that kills content creators, any content creator, and a lot of people will be like, "Who what does he know? He doesn't, he hasn't made it big."
Uh-huh.
So they wouldn't think I know what I'm talking about. But that's the thing is like there's a difference between understanding the game at a high level and playing the game at a high level. I'm someone who understands just about everything I do or try to do at a high level. Like, I don't like to speak a lot of knowledge unless I know. If I'm still like, I think that's most times you won't hear it come out of my mouth until I like that's how you do it.
Uh-huh.
I just like to be sure. So one thing I've noticed though with these content creators, the biggest thing that most of them, especially ones that are trying to come up, the biggest mistake is one, laziness. I suffer from it and I'm constantly disciplining myself on it, but not just making videos.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like that two sayings, you miss every shot you don't take, and you can't win the lottery if you're not in it, or I'm
Uh-huh.
pretty sure it's phrased a different way, but that's basically the meaning of it. It's kind of like that, I can't become big in content if there's no content to become big or to make big, to follow or sub to.
Uh-huh.
So that's one of the biggest issues. And the second issue is people are aiming for something that's way out of their reach too soon. People are aiming to be a Logan Paul or a David Dobrik or something like that. And they live in a house like mine with nobody to make the content with, but they're trying to like force the content or
Yeah.
they're trying to fake the content or this or that. And it's like, do a small version of it, or sometimes you might have to do content in another area and then bring stuff from there to where you want to go. That's actually the strat now, is people will jump into like a game category and play it for a little bit to get up some followers and then
Hmm.
move to the original plan in the first place.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he did this, but like Aiden Ross, he's a big streamer. He was playing 2K. That was something he loves playing. He still plays it now. He played 2K for a while, got pretty good off that. And then I believe he moved over to GTA, got real
Mm.
big off of that, whatever. And then he does just like IRL streams and stuff like that. And now he's just thriving off of that. And I don't know if that was the original plan. I'm pretty sure playing games was just the original thing.
Mhm.
But, that's just one example of
Yep.
being
Yep.
able to make it big and somewhere else where maybe if he had started there, he wouldn't have made it.
Do you guys think that in order to blow up, you have to like have that one video that just gets shared and all that stuff, or do you think it can be like a slow progression where like maybe your video never blows up, but some people watch this video and they stick around, then another video you put out, some different people see it and stick around, and it grows that way? Or do you think you have to blow up from like one video being like epic or something?
I'll
Well,
let you go first, sorry.
all
Because
right.
I know I was already like a paragraph into my response halfway through this question. So
I feel like it depends on what platform you're on, and that's another way to, I guess, not cheat the system, but to do better was to spread out a little bit, not spread yourself thin, but let's do like YouTube and Twitch. 'Cause I feel like if I had started doing both, I may have been a little bit further along because YouTube is better in terms of being able to be discovered, and Twitch is there for like live. So if you want to blow up, YouTube will work, and if you want to grow gradually, I think Twitch will be better for that. That's all I have.
I think yes and no on what he said. So you want to grow gradually, you can definitely do the Twitch thing. Oh, did we lose him?
No, his camera's probably on now.
Oh, um, so, oh wait, on the stream it shows that I'm gone and he's gone. um, so with the Twitch thing, you can definitely do it. It's definitely an option to be on Twitch and take the slow approach and grow that way. I think even if you want to go the slow approach, the atmosphere we're in now, you can't just get on Twitch and just stream. Typically, you can't just get on Twitch and just stream and make it big. You can, it is definitely possible, but
Mhm.
generally that is not the way people make it. So even if you want to do the slow rise, you need to do YouTube videos. But in terms of the original question, you don't have to have a video that blows up. It doesn't have to happen that way. You definitely can have a slow rise. It's just obviously not the most fun way. I think though it is the best way to blow up overnight, but the unsafest way because you haven't really formed your content yet. So like right now, like I'm still trying to figure out my content and stuff like that, but I've kind of got an idea what I want to do. So if I blew up overnight, all of a sudden I'm gonna have all these fans because of this one thing I did in the video. And then when all of a sudden I'm not making that thing they want anymore and the content falls off, people start to struggle because they never really figured out the waves of making content or anything like that. That's like why David Dobrik is so successful. Me and my brother were checking out his content the other day, and his content goes so far back, and you could tell the formula he uses now he was using in the very beginning. And his very first video that we could find anyways, it killed me. I didn't even see, the intro was like this well thought out intro, and you think it's going this way, and it smacks you out of left field with this like twist, and it's hilarious. And I noticed that like that format, it might not have worked, and he probably would have changed up, but he noticed it worked, and he had time to craft it out and make his videos feel exactly the same as they did back then. But obviously, he's upgraded stuff. He lives in a big house. He's going places, this and that.
Mhm.
So he's had time to figure that out. Whereas if he had blew up overnight, like with one video, like some crazy snipe or something like that, he might have thought that like this was the content or this was the way to go, and it wasn't. Just that video or clip was the way to go, and he keeps doing that, and then the content falls off. And a lot of people, once they decided I'm not watching you anymore, that's it. A lot of people block you out of their mind forever, and if
Yeah.
they hear about you blowing up again, they might pick you back up or go peek and see what's going on, check the video out. Oh, it's just one video, it's just whatever. So like once you have that decline and people have that mentality, that's why a lot of people become one hit wonders, or they just fall off and never come back. Like Ninja, he's still obviously rich and doing great and successful, but he's not achieving numbers and never will, probably. And that's no down on him, just he probably will never touch those numbers again because he popped up overnight. He hadn't really crafted the formula of doing his content. Even though he'd been doing it for years, he had been doing this certain way, and then he popped off overnight and had to change up really quickly, like how he's doing his formula to keep, his fans. But that wasn't really Ninja, the family friendly stuff and all that. It wasn't really Ninja. So when he stopped doing that, he lost all his people.
I think that touches on a couple of things for me. I watch a guy named Mr. Fruit. He does Destiny videos, and that's why I found him. And over time, I kept watching him and watching him and watching him because I'm kind of loyal in a sense. I'll keep watching your content until I realize, like, I don't like it anymore. But
Mhm.
I just liked watching his videos because the editing was good. He's a wholesome person, etc. But then after a while, he felt drained because he also had to do the same video all the time to keep his numbers up. Until one day he
Mhm.
was like, you know what, I don't care anymore. So he started playing games that he actually wanted to play, and the numbers didn't change because over time the people that came actually stayed for him. And I think that's an important thing to look for in content creation, where you have to find people that are there for you and not just chase the numbers, which I said before. Like, I'm gonna play Destiny because people like Destiny. I'm gonna play Call of Duty because people like Call of Duty. I'm just gonna play games that I like, and if someone comes and they enjoy the vibe, they'll stay. And you have to kind of trust the system. And even with Ninja blowing up, it changed his whole world because he was used to just doing this, and now you have to become something else. And then, like you said, that changes the whole perception people have of you, and then things just change from there.
Yeah, see there's there's two types of blowing up I describe to people. There's small blowing up or medium blowing up, whatever you want to call it, and then there's big blowing up. It's kind of like it's kind of like celebrities they already have this in a sense. Like there's a celebrity list, A tier, B tier, D tier, all that good stuff. It's the same thing with like Twitch. You can blow up and have the 15,000 viewer range, 4,000 to 15,000, like uh Rage and Daquan Wiltshire, people like that. I don't know their exact numbers, but I believe that's where they sit. And then you can have the old crazy numbers or some of the still numbers that people like Aiden Ross, Tim the Tatman, Nick Merckx get, which is up in like the 40 grand, 60 grand. Aiden's getting like 100 grand, stuff like that. There's that blowing up, and then there's the smaller blowing up. And for the smaller blowing up, you can make the videos where it takes time, or you can blow up overnight, but you acquire your community and you have the people that really just like you.
Hmm.
But if you want to have that big blowing up, you've got to do the shock thumbnails. You've got to do the trendy TikTok dances and this and that or whatever it is. I'm not saying you have to, but typically you've got to succumb to some kind of trend or some kind of thing that wasn't your original plan, unless
Yeah.
you were planning to just, I guess, for lack of better term, sell out in some kind of way. Unless that was your original plan, at some point you've got to get those numbers.
Yeah.
Like there's some people that did probably switch over to another category, do really well that they didn't plan to. For instance, the people that do the bikini hot tub stuff, that was none of those girls' original plan. It wasn't even a thing a couple of years ago. They were doing just dance in bikinis and this and that. They didn't start Twitch looking to do hot tub streams. Even if they were looking to exploit the system, that wasn't the original plan. But they seen something and moved to it because that's what you got to do if you want to be Amaranth, top of the stream of women streamers or this category. You've got to do something.
Yeah.
Some people do make it, like XQC. I believe XQC made it straight off of just who his personality was. People were interested in the toxic gaming and this and that. He probably fished it, farmed it, whatever, a little bit. But I'm pretty sure that was overall genuinely him. And even had a couple controversies in between all that stuff, or that whole era. And then now he's just like kind of more lax and chill because he's grown up a little bit. But he's not doing Overwatch or any of that content anymore. He's doing GTA and stuff, and he's thriving really well, but not really originally what he came in to do. But he didn't change up. So some people can make it.
So what I'm hearing is I have to pander to the audience and I have to be half naked.
Oh
Is,
my
is that
God.
a good checklist?
You said pander to the audience and what?
And then be half naked.
Um, yeah. I mean, one of the two. You don't have to do both, unless. Well, that's a touchy topic. Never mind. I
I'm
won't say
gonna try
that.
and
But yeah,
overachieve here. I'm gonna come on screen with my top off, wearing a bikini underwear. Wait, is that TOS if I was to do that?
No.
no.
There you go. And I'll do an exercise stream. So I'll just be doing squats for like,
Well, there are guys that do that. They do exercise streams. They do workout streams.
Yeah.
oh really? I thought that was a meme.
No.
No.
Okay, yeah, I could do that. I could do exercise stream. Especially like late
Nick,
at
Nick Merckx does it sometimes. Like a lot of the Fortnite streamers, there's this phase going on where I guess they're all realizing, holy shit, we just sit behind a computer and have been doing this for like 3-4 years, and they're all hitting the gym now. Nick Merckx, well, he's been big, but Cypher PK went and hit the gym, lost a bunch of weight, got real fit. Tfue, who was already small but was like slim, he got real fit. Like just a bunch of there's that one dude who was real big and like the man looks great now. He's big as fuck. I forget his name. Black hair. He talks to Pokimane. He's friends with her. I forget his name, man. But this dude was like real big back a couple of years back, and this man went through a major transformation. But yeah, there's like this big wave of like that going on or whatever. So those streamers are filming that like when they go to the gym and stuff like that. So even the big streamers are doing the workout stuff. If it's like regarding you saying it's like a meme, yeah, even the big streamers are doing it and act like being serious about it.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So when you're streaming, right, do you have to
Mm.
use a separate camera for like going around doing stuff, like an actual actual camera, or is there some kind of setup that, or can you use your phone to do like an IRL kind of thing? I'm just asking out of curiosity, not necessarily because I think that you're doing that already, but I just want to know what you knew about it.
I believe there's like different setups. You can have like these things. You can basically take your phone and turn it into like a whole portable studio. You have like a mic coming off of it with your camera and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure it feeds into your phone or some adapter that then your phone, if you've got good service or whatever it is, can stream it all. I'm pretty sure that's most of the time the setup. A lot of times I see people with like an actual like, Nikon or something camera or whatever. I don't even know if they're a brand anymore. Um, but like a Nikon camera or something like that, and then they've got the giant boom mic on the top and stuff like that with the giant light that
Mhm.
floodlight. Yeah, I think that's typically the setup.
When I did it, I went to a hotel and we were at the pool and I was streaming on my phone. So your phone is pretty much all you need, really.
Yeah, you mean you can? Yeah, you could just do it straight with your phone, and if you want to upgrade a little bit, small amount, you could just get a microphone that hooks up to the phone and
Mhm.
talking to it or something.
Yeah.
All right. So look out, guys. Soon there's gonna be some exercise streams at 6 a.m. That's what time I was working out last night. I was working out till 6 a.m. because, man, I just got around. I was like, I can't skip today.
Mm.
I can't skip. So then I just ended up working out. I could have streamed that.